Good morning, guys, or good afternoon, or good evening for wherever you are. Welcome back. Welcome to Posture by Molly. Let's get ourselves on our mats. Let's find our waters. Let's find ourselves centered and really ready to feel excited to choose ourselves today and move our bodies. I'm looking down at my props here, so I'm going to let you know what you've got. You've got a Pilates ring. You've got light hand weights. These are 1 kilogram, both, obviously. You can use 0.5 instead if you have that as a wrist weight or an ankle weight and you put it on the wrist when we get to it. Otherwise, they're optional. You don't have to have them. Pilates ring is great if you've got that for upper body stability and postural awareness in the upper body and how we position the shoulders and stability. And then we've also got our light resistance band. It's jam-packed. We've got 45 minutes. We have no time to lose. Let's begin, everyone. I'm getting our timer on to make sure I'm on time. Okay, everyone, can we start? Legs extended. We're going to start. I've positioned it a little bit differently today. You're going to see me in this angle. Start with your arms in front, so no equipment here to start with. Your hands are just in front of the shoulder and you're starting to stack your ribs on top of your pelvis, so we can see me very close today. Take an inhale, begin to lift those arms up, and you've lifted from the shoulder joints. Keep your elbows extended, balance your pelvis into the mat. Okay, we breathe in here. We breathe into the belly. We start to open out into the rib cage. As we exhale through the mouth, we're tucking under through the pelvis as the front of the body is now starting to contract. Pubic bone pulls up to the belly button. Our arms are beginning to lower and the fingers are closed. The elbows are extended. Vertebrae by vertebrae, you feel your spine in the mat. The hips haven't flexed. Hopefully not. We're trying not to. And arms go overhead. We lengthen. Interlace the fingers. Big stretch here. Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, close your ribs down. Let's do 2 more. Take your inhale, breathe in. Open your ribs nice and wide. Just follow the voice here. And then exhale, close your ribs into the belly. 1 more time, everyone. You can do it. Take your inhale to breathe in. And take your exhale to close those ribs down. Separate your fingers. Bring your arms to the sides of the mat, down to the sides of your body. And now walk your feet on the mat. Okay, from here, we're starting with our ankles underneath our knees. And what we're actually going to do is I'm just going to change so that we see side on instead here. Okay, from here, we're starting with those arms down by our sides. Hips are level on the pelvis. Can we begin to take an inhale, lift the arms to the ceiling first and just stabilize. Try and now open your arms so that you are shoulder distance apart. So the wrists are just starting on top of the shoulders. We're not using the ring just yet. Take your inhale to breathe in. Open the ribs. As you take your exhale, I need that breastbone to zip up to the belly button, and we're going to lift the head, curl the neck and the shoulders off the mat, lowering the arms to the sides of the outer thighs. We're looking forwards. We're going to take that inhale to breathe in. Now we're contracting through the abdominals. Don't lose your contraction, and slowly lower everything down, and then take an inhale, arms go back overhead. Take your breath in still. Now as you exhale, I need the ribs to collapse into the belly, the arms to lift. Your ribs have also pushed down into the mat, curling that upper body off the mat, and we're really closing those ribs down to both sides of the hip bones, really compressing the abdominal wall. Shoulders are opening out to the sides nice and wide, elbows are long extension, and then we keep the contraction here as we resist and lower back down. Can we do 3 more? Inhale to breathe in. Exhale, close those ribs. Find your articulation with your control and your precision now. And then lower and resist back down. Take your inhale as you breathe in. Your precision comes with that resistance. Exhale, arms are shoulder distance apart. Don't narrow the arms and really hug those lower abdominals in, hips towards your belly button. Let's go again. Take your inhale to breathe in. Ribs aren't flaring too much here. Find awareness of the shoulders dropping away from the ears. Move the arms through the shoulder joint as you exhale and come up. Now from here, opening those arms up to the sides of your shoulders, arms all the way overhead. Take an inhale. Exhale, we curl back up, arms all the way back overhead and around. So we're curling up, palms of the hands can face down, open your arms wide, behind your shoulders, and then curl up. Let's go for another 3, starting to mobilize through the upper spine. Exhale to curl, find your precision, heavy pelvis, hips are level, open those arms. 2 more, inhale first, exhale, shoulder distance apart with the upper body, open those arms. Let's do one more. It's quite a quick flow, so we try and focus and understand what we can. Now take the arms wide, fingers together behind the back of your head, elbows pushing out nice and wide, shuffling down so we can still see the frame. Okay, from here, ankles stay underneath your knees. Your knees are hip distance apart, your hips are level. Your pelvis is heavy. Stay lifted, everyone. Now don't be lifting from your neck here. Don't put tension here. Let's try and train ourselves to now pull that breastbone down towards your belly button. So we've pulled down, and then we have zipped the pubic bone up to the belly button, and the ribs are also closing into the midline. Elbows stay wide here for the front of the shoulder joint to open. We take our inhale to breathe in, and then exhale, curl up a little bit higher. So a very small amount. Now lower back down, take your inhale to breathe back in. As you take your exhale, you're curling up. As you take your inhale, you're resisting on the way down. So remember, inhale through the nose. Now take your exhale through your mouth. Contract your glutes at this point. We're doing this without any props. We're doing 3 more. We add the props soon. Exhale. Exhale, really tighten through your transverse abdominal muscle, which is sitting really underneath your lower rib cage and then almost down towards that pubic bone, if we think about it quite vaguely as a box, and then lower. Let's do one more again, curling up here. Now from here, everyone, we're going to mobilize those ribs. Keep your pelvis and your lower back can be heavy here on the mat. Otherwise, that lower back is hovering off the mat very slightly, but the back of your rib cage is pushing down into the mat. Now, we haven't lost the height of the upper body in flexion, so we're zipping that breastbone down to the belly button to keep the shoulder blades hovering as much as they can. Elbows push wide. Now, just from the rib cage, twist and look to one elbow and feel that you have connected that oblique, that rib down to that hip bone, the side you're turning to. Now lower back to center and take your inhale. Now curl up again to abdominal curl. Find your precision in your form. Nothing's changed. Now look to the other elbow. Twist. Come back to center. Lower back down. Of course, this sounds very easy when I'm just saying it, but I'm finding a lot of resistance in my body as well, some tightness, but we're just trying to mobilize. That's all we're doing here as we're activating muscles through our breathing. Exhale, and that's really what we're always doing in Pilates. Elbows stay open, back to your center on the rib cage, lower and articulate sequence down. Inhale, breastbone to belly button, guys, and belly button draws up as the pelvic floor muscles are doing that contraction. We take our rotation through the rib cage, back onto the rib cage to shoulder blades, lower to your neck and head. Let's do this one more time. Inhale first, exhale to the other side. Go for that rotation nice and controlled. Back to your center and lower back down. Great. Keep your elbows nice and wide, shoulders away from the ears. Ribs are feeling heavy in your mat. Your lower back isn't tucking. Your hip bones are parallel up to the ceiling. We take our inhale. Ankles are still underneath the knees and your glutes are wrapping in to support your pelvic stability so that the hips aren't moving or shifting up and down, hiking or rotating on that pelvis. We curl up with the exhale. Okay, push your elbows out wide. Right leg comes up to tabletop. So that is hip flexion now. That knee is on top of your hip. Then your left leg. You can just about see your toes above your knees. Can we curl up a little bit higher here? Now extend one leg and contract that glute to work into that leg extension, hip extension. Resist and bring that knee in. Option to lower or you keep the upper body up. And then to the other side, really zipping up through the abdominals. Resist and bring that other knee in. 5 more. So it's very slow and controlled. The elbows are wide. Exhale it out. You could be exhaling to extend the leg. Inhale, curl up higher as that knee comes in. Let's keep that going. Well done, everyone. You can do this. Just try to trust your body. Learn about what the body is trying to do here. Keep showing up. Let's do 2 more, 1 more on each side. Going hard here. Well done. Really zipping those muscle fibers up. Let's do 1 more. Come back to center. Lower the upper body. Keep the legs in the air. Take your inhale, breathe in. Exhale, curl back up. Good. Now from here, one leg extends down. Flex the ankle of that foot. Float that leg up towards the ceiling. So you've not gone from the hip flexor. I need you to zip that breastbone down to the belly button. Curl the upper spine off the mat. Point your toes and zip that that pubic bone to belly button as the leg and hip is extending. Flex the ankle, come back up. Pull back down. Now this left foot can always drop if you're feeling your lower back is taking over. Keeping this knee straight here, going where you can into hip flexion, into hip extension, contract your glute when you pull down. Really keep contracting here. Take your exhale lower. Inhale, curl up a little bit higher. Let's do one more. Let's bring that leg back up. Lower the body. Okay, take your arms down to the sides of your body. Shoulders nice and wide. Engage the triceps here. Lengthen through the elbows. Your arms are very close to the sides of the body. Your shoulders are wide. Chin drops to look towards your knee very slightly. Point the toes of this top foot, and then little circle movement. Come back in. So we're going to take an inhale. Inhale, open. Exhale, come to center. Inhale, move your leg out of your hip joint. Exhale to center to the ceiling. 5 more. It's a quick movement. Hands to your hips if you feel you need more stability. 4 more, because that's almost what I would do if I was there teaching you. I'd almost support you and hold you. 3 more, but I can't be with everyone all at once. We need to do this daily where we can. Let's do 1 more. Hold, now reverse it. Take it out and back to center. Last 4. Really pull that pubic bone into your belly button. The lower back can be on the mat here. Your hips are level side to side. 2 more. This is great for hip rotation because I have that in my pelvis. And final 1, hold. Now bend your knee in. Take both fingers together on top of that right knee. Hug that right knee in. Extend your left hip and knee. So your leg is now extending but hovering off the mat. Your ankle is now in line with your hip bone. Elbows open wide always. We always have a strong upper body frame. We're stabilizing. We take an inhale to breathe in. Lower back can push into the mat. Nod your chin. Curl through your breastbone to lift the upper body up. Now we pull this knee in. We hover the hands and then we bring the other knee in. Now, no clicking of the hips here. Contract the glute of the extended hip. So when your leg extends, contract the glute. Keep zipping up these muscles. The lower abdominals now are most important and more so than the height of the upper body. Try and keep your elbows wide the whole time. Now, can we do 2 pulses with that knee? So we hug in and then we curl and hug in and we curl and hug in. We go for another 5. 4, 3, 2, trying to breathe as I talk. Last 1, bring both knees in and pause. Lower your upper body, but keep your elbows open. Okay, take an inhale. Look side to side with your head on your neck. Keep your back heavy in the mat on this next movement. Legs into tabletop, feet are hip distance apart, legs are hip distance apart, knees are hip distance apart on top of the hips. Take your hands to your hips and try to ground your pelvis and keep your hips level side to one another. Okay, now from here, hands can actually start back on top of your knees. Take your inhale and open your elbows wide again for the shoulders to open. Strong shoulder frame, biceps to begin to just activate slightly there as we hold the shoulders in that position. Take the inhale to breathe in. Exhale, draw that pubic bone up first. Close the ribs in as well and take yourself into a curl. We're going to extend the elbows, fingers together, arms go overhead past shoulders. Keep the lift of the upper body. Can you extend your legs so that they're just away from the hips a little bit? Double leg stretch. We circle those arms. Make sure you've got some room to circle. Now hug the knees in and take your hands to your shin bones. Elbows still open and nice and wide. I want the whole upper arm here to feel switched on. We go into extension of both arms and legs away from torso. Your ankles are just a little bit higher than the hip bone for that lower back to feel supported. Exhale. You're zipping up, guys, elbows wide. You're zipping up that pubic bone to your to your belly button the whole time. Inhale, stretch, exhale, activate. Inhale, you're still activating on the inhale. Exhale, we activate deeper on the exhale. Exhale, you go deeper into muscular activation and pelvic and joint stability. Let's go for another 2. Well done. Let's go for 1 more and come all the way back in. Lower yourselves down, give your knees a circle out from the hip joint and take your head side to side and place your feet back down. Excellent work, guys. Okay, from here, hands come all the way back down, shoulders roll down. We're going to take an inhale to breathe in. Exhale, close your ribs down towards your hips. Then from here, interlace the fingers behind the back of the head and elbows nice and wide. Shoulders drop away from the ears. Keep the rib cage heavy and keep your hips level side to one another. Contract the glutes. Take your inhale to breathe in. Exhaling, curling up here. Push your elbows out nice and wide. Let's take right knee on top of right hip. float your left leg on top of your left knee on top of your left hip. Now, as soon as the legs have come up, all of the pressure and the tension should be in that lower abdominal wall. You're sliding the rib cage down to the hip bones for your obliques to activate. Your rectus abdominis, main muscle here, is on, and you're flexing through the upper spine. That breastbone pulls down to belly button, pubic bone pulls up to belly button. Okay, from here, left leg extends. You've got the option to drop your right ankle and foot back underneath the knee for more hip, pelvic stability, so no rotation and no lower back compensation. From here, we're going to flex that top ankle and then keep that left knee straight, pull the toes, contract the glute on the hip extension, curl up again, take it up, elbows stay wide. You've always got the option as well to drop your head down and keep your triceps contracted as you work just through the leg and the torso, so it's more lower body focused, but the shoulders still stabilize if you're there. Otherwise, guys, exhale down, inhale, come up, contract the glute as you lower and really zip these muscles up. Let's go for 2 more. Let's find our postural alignment. Well done. Let's do 1 more. Very precise movements. Take that leg all the way up, lower your upper body all the way down. Take your arms down if they weren't already. Keep those toes pointed now. Now this left hip is flexing, so you might feel some tightness here. Take your hands to your hips if that feels better to stabilize the hips and drop the shoulders away from the ears. Open your shoulders wide, close the ribs in the belly into the mat, zip that pubic bone up to your belly button. We start to draw that circle. So we take an inhale to an exhale, come in. Inhale, exhale, pause on the exhale. Inhale to do the movement, exhale, come in. Let's do another 3. We're mobilizing through this hip. We're strengthening the hip flexor as we strengthen the abdominal wall. Focus on that pubic bone to belly button most out of everything, and your glutes contracting to support your hip stability. Now reversing that movement, come in. And again, pull the ribs into the hips, guys. Zip your pubic bone to your belly button. Push those shoulders out wide. Let's go for another 3, 2. I'm still inhaling. And last 1. Hold, bring that knee in, take both fingers back on top of this left knee and float this right leg into extension from the hip and the knee. From here, little tap of the pelvis if that feels good for your lower back. Open your elbows wide, relax the shoulders away from your ears. Take your inhale to breathe in. On your exhalation, nod the chin down, look to the knee. Slowly you're floating up and you've got all the tension now through your lower abdominals and a little bit in that upper abdominal wall to bring the spine off the mat. Okay, well done, everyone. We switch those legs again and we come in. We're going to do those 2 pulses. Let's do exhale 2 times now. So you exhale, inhale, exhale. So you're exhaling when that knee comes in. I need that pubic bone to be zipping up to that belly button still for that pelvic floor and that work and firing on of your lower deep abdominals. Let's go for another 5. Maybe could the palms face the ceiling and arms reach down. 4 more. Inhale. 2 more. And last 1. Well done, guys, and come back in. Good stability where you could and drop and release back down. Okay, take your feet down to the mat. Take your arms overhead for a quick stretch. Interlace the fingers and just inhale to breathe in here. Open the ribs, breathe into your belly. Let all of the muscles relax in the belly. And now exhale. Contract your pelvic floor. Draw the pubic bone to the belly button and let the ribs collapse down to the belly, the hips, and the mat. We do 2 more. Inhale. Breathe in, exhale. Firing everything on. Let's do 1 more again. Taking that inhale. And taking that exhale, letting that contraction. Okay, guys, if you rock yourselves or just come up and off your backs, let's find the ring now. And then also, can you pop your resistance band on your legs? So just above your knees here. Okay, great. From here, finding the ring as well. When the hair starts to get a little bit messy, you know you're working out. Okay. So from here, can we now start in a upright position? We're going to start to come into our rollovers. I'm going to get us to put the ring in between your breastbone and down the midline of the belly, and then making sure that we're engaging the rib cage again into the back of the rib cage, and we're stabilizing the ribs on top of the pelvis. Our legs are parallel, hip distance apart. Okay, let's make sure we can see my full range. Okay, so we're going to interlace the fingers and push into this ring. We're going to take an inhale and almost breathe into the ring. Now, as we exhale, connect and pull in. Roll your shoulders away from your ears, elbows nice and wide. Well done. Okay, no technical issues. Okay, and then from here, push into the ring. Biceps are switching on in those upper arms. From here, I need us to keep the shoulder blades connected in the back of the body, upright position. Can we tuck the pelvis, pull that pubic bone into the belly button, and then begin to find some flexion into that lower back as the hips extend. Vertebrae by vertebrae, your eyes are over the ring at this point. You're melting into the mat, and then you're laying down. Now be aware that the ribs now might be flaring off the mat, and that's okay because your spine is now mobilizing into extension. But what I want you to come back to is your awareness of the rib cage in the body and pull the ribs down on the exhale. So you're going to take your inhale, breathe into the ring. Now take your exhale, pubic bone draws up. We push into the ring, we keep the elbows wide and open. We start to slowly curl up. Now I need your knees to extend a little bit more, ankles to stabilize, all the muscle fibers to be pulling up from the pelvis. And then I need you to push into your ring to allow you to round all the way off, not letting those legs lift, and then flexing over. We go again, we take our inhale, exhale, find that mold, find that rounded position, push into the ring, find your vertebrae of the lower back, flexing and lowering into the mat, into the rib cage, and then into those shoulders. We go again, inhale, breathe in. Exhale, draw those muscles on, finding that flexion, coming all the way up. The nose might be in the ring at that point, like mine, shoulders away from those ears and round and flex. We do one more, guys. We're just trying to get some flexion and curvature through the back, especially into that lower back now. So you can see a very straight spine here. So again, that's why it's a practice. That's why we keep trying to do this for our posture every day. We're zipping up those fibers. We're finding our extension. We're going very slowly into the mat and we are coming back down. Now, can we hold the ring? Go into your shoulder position where you're holding that ring. Little bit of tension through the ring. The ring is on top of your shoulders and your chest. Take your inhale to breathe in. Exhale, nod your chin. Make sure those ribs are pushing into the mat and they're sinking into your hips. Now from here, find that curl up through the upper back. Now you're really pulling in. You're going as slow as I am or slower than me if that's possible. And then forward and flex forwards and then little stretches there. You can always take the ring behind your feet at this point, bend your elbows, your biceps are on, and just encourage you to find a deeper stretch through the hamstrings and your calf muscles and opening up into your QL and back muscles here. Bring your hands back onto that ring, point your toes, extend your elbows, wrists are in line with the shoulders. Draw your shoulder blades back in, draw the ribs together, taking your inhale to your exhale. You're going to look through that ring now, tuck the pelvis and your lower back first so that your hips are extending. Keep bracing in here as much as you can. And then you're getting through that mid-back rib cage, arms stretch overhead. Take your inhale. As you exhale, lifting that ring to the ceiling, curling up, nodding your chin. Slide those ribs to your hips, push those thighs into the resistance band, rounding and curling here. Everything pulls up here. The ribs are pulling down. There's a lot of activation through the abdominals to mobilize the spine. We go for those pulses, or you take the ring behind your feet for a stretch, bend the elbows if you're there. Now hold the ring, wrists in line with shoulders, inhale. Now exhale, curling. Now you're resisting through the abdominal wall as you come into gravity. As gravity pulls you down, you're resisting, shoulders away from those ears. And we do one more. We take our inhale again, we breathe in. The ribs can open here nicely, flaring, spine is extending a little bit. Exhale, bring those ribs back into their neutral alignment. Nod your chin down. And then it really feels like someone has got this ring and they've pulled you up and over. And I love that feeling in the body. And we're doing little pulses. And then we're going to slowly restack the lower back, the mid back, and then the upper back. I'm just going to shuffle forwards. You guys don't have to do that. Now restack your spine. Okay, lengthening through those elbows, thinking about those shoulders drawing in here and pulling the ribs in as well. Okay, we take our inhale to lift the ring up. We're going to go into our half roll back. As we take our exhale, pubic bone draws in, ribs pull in. Now we're going to lower that ring in line with the chest, and I need you to really brace those abdominals and lengthen your arms here. Keep the resistance through the band for your outer thighs, pelvic stability. Now you're zipping up that pubic bone to the belly button. All these muscle fibers are toning and strengthening, contracting. And then we're going to bring that lower back, the ribs, directly vertically on top of the pelvis as we lift the arms from the shoulder joint into that upward shoulder blade rotation. We take our inhale here, breathing in. And then as we exhale, We're sliding those ribs down to the hips. And then we are slowly mobilizing here, lowering all the way back down onto the back of your pelvis here. Keep your elbows in that extension, shoulders draw in though, and then pull the abdominals in as you bring the ribs vertically on top of your pelvis. Take your inhale to breathe in, shoulders in the upper neck, just relax them from the ears. Exhale, zipping that breastbone down towards your belly button, pubic bone towards your belly button as you mobilize from the shoulder joint, not through the neck there, lengthening through the arms. Well done, guys. Really bracing everything in, curving. You're scooping everything in so the back of your body rounds, and then we re-step back up. Well done, guys. We're going to finish in rotations here. Take your inhale to breathe in, lengthening through those arms, lots of awareness of the posture. Exhale, curling. Now from here, I need us to bend the elbows nice and wide. We twist and rotate and we look to the back elbow. We come back to center. We really scoop everything in. We twist to the other side, look to the back elbow. Push into that ring, tuck through your pelvis, your lower back curves. And I need you to pull in here as much as you can. Exhale, inhale to center. Pilates is hard, otherwise we would always all be doing it. And that's really why Joseph Pilates has created this method for us to really learn it in the body, because it's not easy to learn. We come back to center, we extend the elbows. We're not going to do too much more there. I'm going to pull everything in through the abdominals and scoop forwards and reach forwards. Well done, guys. Now drop that ring to the side. Can you now come back onto the back of your bodies, laying all the way down on your back here? Okay, take your feet underneath your knees. Resistance band is across those thighs. Okay, everyone. Whew, it gets hot quick. Okay. You don't need to be in a hot steam Pilates room to get warm from Pilates when you're doing it properly and you're activating. Okay, it's a great workout for the body. Take your arms down to your sides, parallel. You're going to roll those shoulders back, because when I say roll shoulders back, you're consciously, intentionally, mind, body awareness, trying to understand that the shoulder joint doesn't want to rotate. So I really want us to open and contract the side and the back of the upper arms. Now from here, pushing out with some resistance into your band. Your toes are open and give your toes a little flex off the mat. Then push your feet into the mat. Take an inhale, breathe in. Exhale, push the ribcage into the mat. Tuck your pelvis under and contract your glutes. So what you've done here is also now fired on the ribs into your hip bones, so the obliques are working, they're activating. Now we're going to lift the pelvis and the lower back vertebrae and the mid back vertebrae, and you're resting on the upper back. Now you can feel that you're on your shoulder blades and the rib cage has come off the mat here. Now from here, we're just going to lower the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way back down into the mat. Your glutes stay switched on the entire time here. Close that chin down just a little bit, but also feel length through the back of your neck and head. Press down through those back of the upper arms, taking your pelvis up here, finding that lift. Now the glutes should feel very switched on. If they don't feel very switched on, we just need to find better alignment and understanding. So how I'm talking to you, how is it going to resonate a little bit better? Zip that breastbone back down towards your belly button, because I'm trying to almost translate what I feel through the body as well as I'm going through the method. Keep those ribs connected to your hips. And then you can go into that little spinal extension where the lower back arches away from the mat. I always try and use a hand movement gesture. And then exhale as you're flexing. So you're pushing that lower back down. You're pulling sides of the rib cage in again, vertebrae by vertebrae coming up. Now we're going to stabilize and hold, everyone. From here, just make sure that your ankles still feel like they're underneath your knees. And I need your knees to feel like they lift up and away from your ankles. Now I need you to plug your rib cage vertically on top of your hips again. And then we're going to lift that right leg up to tabletop. Now we're going to lower the pelvis, put more connection and pressure in the back of your upper arms than this left hamstring if you feel that you've cramped or gone into any cramping there. It's just compensation, and we just need to get your body used to doing a single leg shoulder bridge. Now, if the resistance band feels too strong today, take that off and do it without. But the resistance band is here for pelvic stability and outer thigh abductor and glute strength and stability. Exhale, we come on also it's helping to activate the abdominal wall a little bit more against tension. Lower the pelvis, you resist as you come down. That right knee needs to stay on top of the right hip, and that ankle just a little bit higher than the knee here, so you're not lifting from your lower back. Going up again, that left knee angles out and away from your hip as the glute fires on, and we lower back down. There is so much to be aware of. Let's go for 4 more. Exhale. Well done, everyone. I'm proud of you for showing up. Go for 3 more. Don't take it too seriously. Just enjoy moving and understanding the anatomy of your body and how it wants to be worked, because it wants to be switched on daily. Let's go for 2 more, and we stay calm as we're doing the movements. There's no stress. Let's do 1 more. Hold it up. Now we're going to extend that top leg, flex the ankle, lower that leg so it's in line, so both knees are in line, and then point your toes, stay lifted. Let's go for 5. 4 more. Okay, I'm going to take your exhale as you go down with the leg. Inhale, lift the leg. Let's go for another 3. Exhale. 2 more, staying lifted on that left side. Final 1. Hold that leg up, bend your knee, lower the foot, stabilize, squeeze those glutes, tuck your pelvis, abdominal wall is switching on, firing on through those glutes and vertebrae by vertebrae. Roll the spine down into the mat and release into spinal extension. Excellent work, guys. Okay, from here, that left glute has fired on. I want to keep it fired on in a different position. So if you roll onto the left side of your body, and then from here, you're going to now come up into 4-point kneeling. Just a little quick transition. Take your hands under your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. So I'm going to go the other way, left and right. Okay, so we want to bring the hands under the shoulders, and I want us to also feel that that left knee is underneath your left hip. Stabilizing through the upper body first. What we're going to do is just engage the rib cage. So to engage the rib cage, I need your breastbone in between your rib cage, upper rib cage. So I'm wearing a sports bra. Where your sports bra is sitting, pulling up there. So if you're a man, you're not wearing a sports bra, but you know where to locate your breastbone in between the intersection of the rib cage. Now from here, as soon as the ribs are activated and supporting the back of the body, so front, sides, all connected, because otherwise if we're like this, there's no connection. Now from here, your hands are under your shoulders, your knees are still under your hips, and you've got the resistance through this band. Head is going to align and lengthen with the rest of the vertebrae, and your eye gaze can be looking forwards unless you're turning to look at me. Now from here, take an inhale to breathe in, and I want you to physically draw your shoulder blades in the upper back of the body together as the ribs have hopefully not flared. So mine are prone to flaring a little bit. That's why I do this work. Exhale. We're finding that activation through the pelvic floor, deep transverse abdominal muscle, which is wrapping around your lower back as you exhale through the mouth on the pushing up. Triceps are trying to fire on as well. Fingertips can spread nice and wide. Okay, so we take our inhale as we draw the shoulder blades together into retraction. Then we're taking our exhale and pushing up. So you can just see it's not perfect. You know, I've got improvements in my posture in my body, but what we're trying to do is find that awareness and that feeling in our body and just show up and try to move the body and learn it so that you feel your greatest, strongest, most confident, most energized and aligned self. And we go down again. We're going to exhale. 2 more. So your shoulder joints are stabilizing really nicely. Muscles around your shoulder joints are now starting to activate. Hello, they want to be activated. They're there for a reason. Hold. Now let's go into spinal extension. We look forward. So this is also our cat-cow stretch. Exhale. Slide those ribs down to the hips. You tuck your pelvis under. In order to tuck your pelvis under, you have zipped your pubic bone towards your breastbone. Sorry, towards your belly button. And then inhale, or up to the breastbone as well. Inhale, and then take your exhale. Great work. Let's do 2 more. Take our exhale. Shoulders maintain vertical alignment on top of the wrist joint always. Last one. Now we're going to work into that left glute again. Can we come back to a neutral position? Now for neutral, I need the upper body to still be stabilizing. So your shoulder blades are in that protraction. The shoulders and the collarbones and the chest wall feel nice and wide. There's no lifting up through the trapezius, through the upper neck. Then from here, your triceps through the back of the arms are switching on. You could always put yoga blocks underneath your hands here if you feel you need some more lifting connection to push away to find the activation. Then from here, I need the ribs to draw up again. So your breastbone's pulled up and the ribs slide down to your hip bones. Hips are level side to side. Your lower back is now in a natural little arch. There's no overflexion, so there's no flat back. There's a little arch, but the ribs need to draw in and the abdominals need to fire on here. Now from here, that left knee opens out to the side of the hip. We tap the mat. We keep that right rib sinking into that right hip. Pubic bone pulls up to your belly button. Now we go to our donkey kick. We bring that knee behind the hip. We take that knee back down. Take an exhale, open. Inhale, tap. Exhale, lift up. And tap. Now eyes are looking forwards again. Head is lifting in line with the spine. Push away from imaginary yoga blocks underneath your hands if we don't have them. And let's keep that knee at that 90-degree hip flexion. So your knee stays under your hip the whole time. We're really firing on those abdominals. Your lower back doesn't lift your leg up. Let's go for 4 more. You can do it. Another 3. Staying lifted. Pull those ribs in. Keep the vertical alignment. Let's go for 2 more. Keep your ankle on top of your knee as well when you go into your donkey kick. Final one, hold. Drop to your right elbow and forearm. Take that left hand out to the side. Well done, guys. Now we keep that ankle on top of the knee. Mine's prone to moving as well, so that's why I keep checking. Now from here, we push the mat away from us. That left elbow has a little bend. Stay lifted with the neck and the head. We're going to lower that left knee down. Take an inhale. Abdominals and ribcage are pulling up and away from gravity. Exhale. Remember, on your exhale, that's now your hip extending, your left glute is contracting, and your abdominals are firing a bit deeper. You don't lose abdominal connection on the inhale. You're still holding on. Exhale, not holding on, sorry, just finding activation, finding awareness. Let's go for 2 more. And lift. Now on this next one, everyone, you're going to hold, stay lifted, and do small little pulses. 8, 7, lift that head. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold, extend, little pulses. 8, 7, from the glutes. 6, just the glute, abdominals are on. Stabilizing spine, head lifted in line with spine. 4, 3, 2, 1, and knee comes down. Intense through the body there. Open your knees a little bit wider than your hips, and then take a little child's pose. That's it, guys. Take an extension and then come all the way back around. Okay, from here, we're just going to do a little bit of arms in between it all. So from here, I've put my knee out a little bit. Okay, can we stay down on our knees? And then from here, can we find those weights? And in fact, come into standing. I'm just going to move this up so we can see my upper body. Okay, so from here, we've still got that resistance band on as it's going to come in next. Bring those arms down to your sides, roll your shoulders back, and then find that engagement. Find those obliques switching on. Okay, from here, we're going to lift those arms up from the shoulders. Exhale, push all the way back down. Going there again. Taking that inhale to breathe in. Take your exhale. So you're starting to fire up that abdominal wall, that deep layered abdominal, when you do your exhalation. And exhale, everything's stabilizing. In terms of spinal position, we're just trying to find that length still. We're going to do 2 more. Lengthen through those elbows. Let's go for 1 more, guys. We're going to hold it up on this next lift. Keeping those arms lifted, little pulses. Can we go for 10 more? You're lifting from the shoulder joint. I'm just going to show you for a second, not from the neck here. So I'm controlling it through the back of the upper body, not through the neck, not lifting. That's it. Keep it going, everyone. Go for another 5. Go for another 4. Keep that band on. Go for another 3. Another 2. Another 1. Now turn those palms forwards. Resist and bring those arms to shoulder distance apart. Let's keep some soft extension of the elbow and draw the shoulder blades back in and make sure the ribs are still contracting and those abdominals are still on, the glutes are still on. Then we're going to open those arms and draw the shoulder blades towards each other to that retraction. Exhale, taking that inhale, taking that exhale, coming back through, forward. Let's go for 5 more like that. Exhale. Sometimes the side profile is helpful, sometimes front facing is helpful. 4 more. Trying our best to find our awareness of our form. 3 more. Let's go for another 2. Just enjoy moving your body where you can. And let's go for 1 more. We're going to hold those arms back out into that opening. All we're going to do is stabilize that left wrist in line with the shoulder, lower through the right shoulder blade, lift the right arm back up. Inhale. Exhale, lower the left arm. Squeeze that arm in, lift that arm up. Let's go for 4 to finish here. Lifting that arm up for another 3. Resist, then bring it up. Let's make sure we're breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Well done. Inhale. Exhale. Last one on this left side after this. Well done, guys. You're just going to finish by turning the palms of the hands to face the back of the room, then face the front of the room. Turn and rotate. You're rotating from the arm, from that shoulder socket there. Go for another 5. Going into that pronation, that supination. Keep it going. Another 3. Another 2, align your breastbone on top of your belly button and pubic bone. Draw those glutes together. Hold those arms to face backwards. Little pulses. That's a killer. Drop the weights if you need to. 5, don't go into the neck. 4, from the shoulders. 3, abdominals, pubic bone to belly button. 2 more. And 1, turn those palms forwards. Release those arms. Okay, drop your weights, guys. We come back to shoulder bridge. Well done. You're doing amazing. See, this is all it takes. We just need a bit of accountability as well. Okay, well done, nearly there. Laying back down, we're going on to our other side of the body. It's now the right side. I'm just going to shift to the side so we see the right leg and glute. Okay, everyone, so hands by your sides, shoulders nice and open, push those ribs down, ankles under your knees. Triceps are on. Take your inhale, breathe in, find awareness of the ribcage and the belly, stacking on top of the hips. Exhale, zip that breastbone down to belly button, pubic bone, pelvic floor muscles are drawing in, tuck the pelvis, and find that lift come up. Okay, from here, we're keeping that left foot down, shoulders open, chin opens very slightly away from the chest. Balance into both sides of the back of the upper body. Keep both glutes contracted until that right knee comes on top of your hip. Pause here. Now stretch that left knee away from your left hip. Lower and come down. Okay, the ribs always follow the pelvis. So AKA ribs are stacking vertically on top of your pelvis. Pull them into the body. Keep your obliques on. Work the entire abdominal wall. Exhale, we come back up. Let's go for another 4. Exhale, push through your upper back of the sides of arms. 3 more, so back of arms and sides. Knee stays on top of your hip. Don't move your leg. Keep your focus on my voice. Last one, hold, extend that leg, flex the ankle, keep the lift of that knee away from your ankle, lower, point the toes, lift, just to the side of your opposite knee, to the left knee. 4 more. Go for 3, inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Go for another 2, zip that pubic bone up, stay lifted. Last 1, hold, bend your knee, lower the foot, find stability. It's a little bit intense there. We did a few repetitions, we didn't do 10. We don't do too many. Take an inhale, but we can. Exhale, we roll the spine into the mat. So we just keep the repetitions a little bit shorter and fewer to just understand form alignment until we feel we can endure it as we get stronger through our exercises. All right, guys, roll onto your right shoulder, push your left hand down, then come up into 4-point kneeling. I just turn this way and we go into our what we call fire hydrant and a donkey kick. So it's hip flexion and hip extension for glute contraction. Hands under your shoulders. So we find here our shoulder stability first. Get your yoga blocks if you've got yoga blocks close by, or imagine now that you've got your hands on hard yoga blocks and you're pushing away from the mat. Okay, from here, Breastbone zips down towards your belly button and your pubic bone. So you've got this vertical stacking. The ribs pull up. We're not flexing through the spine. We're keeping that neutral. So your tailbone flicks up a little bit towards the ceiling. Okay, well done, guys. Shoulders wide away from the ears. Activate those upper arms. Take your inhale. Head in line with your spine. Knees under your hips. Okay, let's move. Exhale, open that knee. Tapping down. Keep the lower abdominals on. Keep your ankle on top of your knee as you go into your hip extension donkey kick. Now resist, nothing else moves. So the resistance has come through the abdominal wall, thinking about that ribcage alignment, obliques, and keeping that lower abdominal connection on. Now we go out again, come back in. Let's go for another 4. Then we finish in our little pulses. So it's few, but I just want you to find your focus on alignment because you still get the results. Let's go for 2 more. Take your exhale. I'm going to exhale as I go out with the leg. Inhale, bring the knee in. Exhale, back up. Inhale, down. Exhale, out. Now get ready to hold your donkey kick, everyone, and do small little pulses. Find that glute contraction, hip extension, knee in line with your hip. Don't let your lower back take over. 4 more. 3, ankle on top of the knee. 3, stay lifted through shoulders, head in line with spine. Last 1, hold. Extend that leg, little pulses. Let's go for 8. Pull the ribs up. 7, 6, 5. Hip and knee is facing the mat with the ankle. 4, squeeze. 3, 2, 1, and knee comes in. Take that resistance band off, guys, if you had it today. If you didn't have it, hopefully you felt really good from those hip mobilizations. And then from here, let's just take a downward dog stretch. So let's extend those knees and then hands on the under the shoulders, and then just pedal out through a knee into flexion and then other knee into flexion. Try to lower your chest in between your biceps. Look forwards now with your eye gaze. Let's extend through that spine. Well done, everyone. Let's go for another few there. Lifting an ankle, pulling the ribs up into the back of your rib cage. Pull the ribs into your hips. Last 1. Now from here, lower the heels of your feet down towards the mat. Walk your hands towards your toes. I'm just going to lift my camera again. I have to find a different setup for next time. And then we roll over here, we fold over. Your feet are hip distance apart. I need the shoulders to relax away from the ears, and I need your head to hang in between your upper arms and you're looking towards your thighs. Now from here, pubic bone pulls up to your belly button, so there's a lot of contraction here. Now your lower back needs to flex, so take right hand to your lower back, left hand widthways across your belly like it's the abdominal muscle working like a belt. Now this muscle is pulling in both sides to back and body. That breastbone pulls up. We keep that rounded shape. I'm just going to come forwards a little bit. Now you're going to slowly, and I'm just going to come a little bit up. You're going to slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, realign again. There is contraction of the glutes here. The hips are going back into extension and we're restacking. Let's open our arms nice and wide. Interlace our fingers, keeping that leveling of the hips. Breathe in and then take an exhale. So on the exhale, the ribs move down, pelvic floor draws up. Inhale again. Exhale, keeping the ribs stacked on top of the pelvis, go into side bend. Let's lower the arm closest towards the thigh. Turn that top hand down, hold. You're opening into the obliques and the ribs here, creating so much amazing range and mobility in your body. Now with precision, awareness, and control of activation, your glutes are on. You're drawing up that pubic bone to your belly button, and you slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, perfectly restack again. Perfectly in the sense that you're doing this for your body in a perfect way for you, and then you're side bending over. And we go over, we lengthen through this elbow. We're really stretching here, taking that inhale. And then again, really wrapping in, pubic bone to belly button, close those ribs as you contract this rib down to this hip for the oblique. And then let's stretch up. Let's keep the shoulders away from the ears. Take 1 more inhale, everyone. And hands to prayer, exhale to your heart. Shoulders roll back. Little roll of the shoulder joints. Maybe you drop your arms there. Maybe you look side to finish with that head. And then from here back to center, left ear to left shoulder, just a tilt of the head and neck to lengthen some of the muscles just briefly. Come back up. It's really important that we are lengthening muscles a little bit more after we do some of these contractions. But that's okay. We really lengthen the muscles as well. We come back up, we nod the chin down, we inhale. So as well, you're breathing. Remember what the breathing mechanics feel like in the belly. Everything's kind of expanding, the muscles are lengthening, diaphragm, and then exhale, lifting the chin. Well done, everyone. 45 minutes. You've done it. Excellent work. I'm really proud of you. I hope you're feeling more awareness of your posture, of your joints, of your muscles, and you're feeling good for doing all of that movement. You've done an amazing job, everyone. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you in our next class. Take care. Bye.